Hello and welcome, everyone. My name is Nicholas Wykar. I'm the president of Student Congress, and I'm going to be the master of ceremonies tonight. And I'd like to introduce you to Paige Bailey, who is the president of campus activities and is going to be our mistress of ceremonies tonight.
We're so happy that you could all join us for the lovely dinner that we're all having and experiencing the butterfly exhibit as well. We hope that you enjoy the awards to follow this evening.
Before we start, I'd just like to remind everyone, if you're coming up as a nominee or to receive an award tonight, please approach the stage from the right-hand side, and please hold on to the railing. Without further ado, at this time, I'd like to introduce Tina Hoxie, who will be giving the welcome remarks.
Good evening, everyone. What a delightful place to be for tonight's leadership program. It's my pleasure this evening to welcome everyone on behalf of the college. What I'd like to do also is to recognize 4 of our board members that are here with us this evening who intentionally participate in many of the activities and kinds of things that we have happen throughout the year. So if they would each stand. Jan Magini, our trustees. Margot Anderson, chairperson of the board. Terry Handling, one of our trustees. And Rick Verberg. Thank you for coming this evening and always for your support that you provide for our students and everything that we do. I asked Eric, too, we have 3 individuals with us this evening that will be retiring, and I thought fitting to just take a moment to recognize them as well. They all 3 work in different areas, but certainly have supported our students in many ways. Marco Trimble, I believe Marco is here. Marco, if you would stand, one of our counselors that has supported students in many ways. Thank you for your work. Malcolm Brennan in our music department. I think Malcolm is here as well and will be retiring. Thank you for your outstanding effort. And Eva Johnson has also been in our music department, and we want to recognize her. I have to tell you, I just came back from vacation, so I'm kind of getting reacclimated here. We drove to Florida. I mean, that in itself was quite a feat. So I'm still recovering. When I thought about tonight and I thought about the theme of leading by example, for some odd reason, this game that we play in the car came to mind. It's that you're thinking of an animal. Has anybody ever played that game? Okay, well, there's a few that I think probably date ourselves that, now this is when the batteries aren't working in the PSP, you can't get the video thing going. You mentioned this, that you'd like to play this game after you've been on the road for about 10 hours. And of course, nobody wants to play, right, except me. So I did talk the family into playing this, and the reason I mention it is when I think of tonight, leading by example, and I think of that game. I'll admit this, we played 1 hour over a bear, okay? And I couldn't get the bear. And I'm not one to give up. And that's a piece of leadership, is about never giving up. But when you think about, my son had this bear in his head, he knew what it was like, he describes it, and I have to keep asking these yes and no questions in order to create this image of what he has in his head. And I think in leadership that happens as well. You start on your journey of leading, and in that process of what you experience, whether it's through scholarship, through one of our academic departments, whether it's through one of our athletic teams, our student organizations, a variety of ways, you then build all these examples, and certainly you have all led by example in the work that you do. So these are some questions, and I'm going to just give you maybe a couple of them. And in your mind, I think for all of you that have been involved, you'll begin to see the yeses to these. Does this person sacrifice? Does this person take risks? Does this person work hard? Does this person have exceptional talent? Now, when you're playing the game, what's the animal? This is where you always use the typical question, is it a mammal? And then we all begin to think of, do we really know what a mammal is? So for the biologists in the room, we always have to ask ourselves. So in leadership as well, there are qualities that you have that you build, and you might question as you go through that, but you still continue on. Does this person create enthusiasm? Does this person serve our community? Does this person step up? Does this person help and care for other people? Does this person explore other ideas? Does this person commit countless hours? Play that game in your mind. It didn't take any batteries. It didn't take an iPad. It was really your imagination, which I think fits very well with where we are today. I mean, just whenever I come to this facility and I look around and I think, wow. And that's what I think about. I always look forward to this event because it's a night of celebration, of recognition of everything that you've done. So just as I was on that journey, we're all along for the ride tonight to recognize and to celebrate the outstanding leadership, the leading by example that all of you have accomplished tonight. Thank you for coming. It was my pleasure to welcome you.
Thank you, Tina. The first award of the evening is the Student Employee of the Year Award. Please join me in welcoming Chris Allen and Bonnie Peterson, there we go, from Student Employment Services.
Good evening. Bonnie and I are here to honor GRCC's hardworking student employees. With over 550 student employees working on campus, this group has a huge impact on the college's success. Each Student Employee of the Year nominee was graded on the following criteria: reliability, quality of work, initiative, professionalism, and uniqueness of contribution. Bonnie will now announce the honorable mention winners and our 2011 Student Employee of the Year. Bonnie?
Thank you. I will now announce the nominees for this year's Student Employee of the Year Award. When your name is read, please come forward to be recognized and to receive your certificate. Honorable mention number 2. She has displayed dedication and leadership in many ways. She is respected by the entire department and consistently maintains a professional manner and strong work ethic. She always finds a way to brighten up our day and is very deserving of this award. It is a privilege to recognize Lady Santos Rufin from the Counseling and Career Center as our second honorable mention. I would now like to read from the first honorable mention recipient's nomination. The person nominating her wrote, "She has absolutely gone the extra mile in providing the best service to our customers. She donates her time, her energy, and her focus on getting the job done right. She is kind, considerate, knowledgeable, punctual, both a wonderful student and a wonderful student employee. It is a privilege to recognize Ariel Lynch from Student Employment Services as our first honorable mention recipient." I would now like to read from the winner's nomination, which describes his commitment to excellence in all that he does. The individuals nominating him wrote, "He is the definition of professional. His friendly demeanor is perfect for customer interaction. He is one of the friendliest persons I have ever met. Attention to detail, relentless fortitude, passion for work, committed. These are all the words that best describe the quality of his work. He takes pride in the work he does and how it reflects upon the department. He is someone that wants to do things and loves what he does as well. It is an honor to recognize Alex Plaquitas DeSacios from the IT department as this year's Student Employee of the Year. Thank you.
At this time, we'd like to present the award for the Outstanding Biology Student, and this presentation will be given by Pam Loreto, Professor of Biology.
Hi, I'm Pam Loretto, and this is my colleague, wherever he is, there he is, Matt Douglas. Our students like to call us Dr. Pam and Dr. Matt, and we teach the biological diversity courses, plant biology and animal biology. We're also co-advisors for the Biological Diversity Club. And on behalf of the biology department, we are extremely pleased to present Alicia Freeman with the Outstanding Biology Student of the Year Award. In addition to Alicia's strong academic performance in biology, she's contributed to our department in several ways. First, she has taken an active role in the Biological Diversity Club. Last year, she was vice president, and this year she's functioned as co-president, organizing trips and volunteer opportunities, guest speakers, and of course, leading the bi-monthly meetings. Alicia has been a tutor in the Biology Learning Center, where she has shared her passion and knowledge of biology with students that are seeking some help. And we are very proud of Alicia. She was awarded this past spring a $7,000 summer research grant from Pierce Cedar Creek Institute. The Institute sponsors an undergraduate research program, and Alicia wrote a proposal. She was competing with students from four-year colleges, and her proposal came in third. So we're extremely pleased with that, and she will be studying parasitoid insects this summer. So if you want to know what a parasitoid insect is, there's your girl. And lastly, Alicia has been accepted to the College of Natural Resources at Michigan State University, where she will continue her studies in zoology next year. So the biology department is very pleased to award her Biology Student of the Year.
Congratulations.
Oh, I guess
Next up are the Instrumental, Vocal, and Academic Leadership Music Awards, presented by Kevin Dobrev, Department Head of the Music Department.
Good evening, everyone. It is such a pleasure to be here this evening with all of you. I think we're really fortunate to be in this particular venue. I hope you had an opportunity to look at the butterflies and some of the beautiful sculpture. This evening, I've been joined by a number of the faculty from the music department because I can't do this by myself. And so the first thing that we're going to do is award we're actually going to make you aware of the nominations for these awards. Unlike what you've seen already and what you will see after us, we actually award the awards on the 16th, which is the evening of musical moods, which is an opportunity for me to invite you all to attend the final performance of the music department, which is the Musical Moods Collage Concert. It will be on Saturday, the 16th, at the Royce Auditorium of St. Cecilia Music Center. We hope you'll be there at 7:30. Tickets are available. So, this evening first, we're going to present to you the nominations for the Outstanding Academic Achievement Award in Music. And to help me do that, I would like to invite Dr. Carol Van Ranwyck and Dr. Deborah DeWitt to the stage.
I guess as I call your name, or as we call your name, please come forward and stand on the stage with us and be recognized. These are not in any order, although it looks like we're starting alphabetically. So Carrie Brannon, if you could come up, please. And I have a few things to say about Carrie. I've known her in my music history classes, and Dr. Carroll also knows of her excellent work in music theory. She's in my piano class too, and is consistently a high achiever. She's a studious student. She's written a paper for me that is both inventive and engaging in its subject matter. She's a thought-provoking student, the things that she says. And I think one thing that both Dr. Carroll and I agreed about with Carrie is that she seems to have a great desire to learn, and not to learn just about cello, which is what she does, but to learn all areas of music, and we appreciate that about Carrie. And next I'd like to invite Hannah Hoffbeck up to the stage. And Hannah is a piano major and also an excellent student. She just learned today, or at least she just told me today, that she was accepted to her college of choice, which is Wheaton College in Illinois, where she wants to study piano pedagogy. Hannah is a scholarship award winner, and this summer will be studying at the Suzuki Institute at Blue Lake Fine Arts Camp for a 9-day summer Suzuki study. She's also been accepted to Western Michigan University, and in terms of her music scholarship, she's a fine student of music history and theory. She has a quick and analytical mind. She's studious, conscientious, and a very musical performer.
Next, I'd like to invite to the stage Christine Lutz. Christine is a perfectionistic high achiever who does exceptional work in all of her classes. Last year, she presented her scholarly paper on Francesca Caccini at the Michigan Land Conference and won a second-place award. She's an outstanding vocalist who has been accepted to Boston Conservatory, Peabody Institute, and others. And we're proud of her. Next, I'd like to invite Patterson McKinney to the stage. Patterson is a recording technology major who is also taking all the required classes for the Associate of Music degree, and he is outstanding as a performer, a very mature percussion player. He's also discovered he has a penchant for composition. He is the most dependable student I know. He plays in many of our ensembles and can always be counted on to do a great job.
I'd like to invite Derek Burrell to the stage next. Derek is also a recording technology student, and our recording technology professor, Mr. Tim Helt, says of Derek that he's a great student academically, and not only that, he's a great person. And I agree. I've had him in my piano classes, and he always approaches difficult things, challenging things with a smile and a desire to do well, and he has a great attitude.
I'd like to invite Ben DeLue to the stage. Ben is a studious, conscientious, high achiever. I especially appreciate Ben's desire to do the right thing. He once found I had neglected to count off points on a quiz, and he let me know that I should deduct those points after class. One can only appreciate that kind of honesty. He also has a desire to understand how every music theory concept fits into the whole picture. He's an outstanding vocalist, and he's won our Schubert Scholarship, and Ben will be missed. Is he here? Is Joseph Fish here? That explains that, okay. I'd like to invite Leanne Marcady to the stage. Leanne is, of course, studious, conscientious, and a high achiever. But what I love most about Leanne is seeing her face in class with this wonderful look of attentive expectancy. She looks like she's really excited about learning whatever new concept or idea I might be presenting. And that's really an encouragement to an instructor. Leanne is also a fine flautist and vocalist, and she will be missed. I'd like to invite Sean Shafiansky to the stage. Sean is also studious, conscientious, and a high achiever, but he's also a music theory and composition professor's ideal. He grabs onto new music theory concepts with great enthusiasm and can't wait to put them to use in creative, original compositions and arrangements. His compositions for small and large ensembles have impressed his peers and instructors alike. Sean is also a mature saxophone player, and Sean will be missed next year.
I'd like to invite Amanda Visser to the stage, please. Amanda is another one of our fine recording technology students. We all wish that she had to take more music theory and music history classes because we enjoy having her in our classes because she's such an excellent student. Mr. Helt also says of Amanda that she's academically a high achiever and also a great person. I think that was a quality for him to nominate. And a few things about Amanda that I also appreciate is she has a wonderful sense of humor. She is always also eager to achieve, and she excels in everything she does, every class, even things that maybe she's not comfortable with, like piano. She's capable, she's responsible, and she is well liked by her peers. Oh, and one more. And if Laura Wooden could come to the stage. This is my first year to get to know Laura. She's a first-year student here, and she is a pianist. She's also taking music theory and music history, and was nominated and seconded in all categories. And she is also a high achiever. She's achieved a lot in piano, always working toward improvement and finding a new way to practice and get things done. She's an excellent student of music history, a hard worker, a studious person, and very responsible. She's also our student assistant in the music department right now. So we appreciate Laura very much.
I'd like to invite Erica Wynn to the stage. Erica is, of course, studious, conscientious, and a high achiever, but Erica is also a joy to have in class because she will ask the questions that no one else dares to ask. And she'll keep asking until she is satisfied that she understands the material. Erica is fun, zany, and very social. She shares my interest in the relationship between art and music. She is a good pianist and a wonderful vocalist. And she's also a double major. She majors in art as well as music. And she will be missed next year.
Thank you, doctors. I think in the interest of time, it might be a good idea for us to hold our applause as we introduce the nominations for the Instrumental Music Achievement Award. And to help me do that, I've invited Mr. Malcolm Brannon and Brian Morris to the stage.
Well, it's nice to see you all tonight. Kevin already mentioned moods, and you'll have an opportunity if you come to that to see our student leaders in action. It's a student-run concert, and the students have produced the concert. It features all of the ensembles, and so you get to hear a lot of really good music. I love this quote on the front of the book, "Lead by example," because when I'm thinking of a leader, that's who I think of. Not someone who tells me what to do, but someone who leads, and I think that's where I want to be. So I think all of us would say when we were thinking of these students, we were thinking of students that we wish all of our students could follow. These are the elite students of the music department, and we have a lot of them. For one reason, it's very important that we have a lot of them. If you know anything about music ensembles, wind ensemble, orchestras, choir, guitar ensembles, I mean, we stand up there and conduct, but if they're not doing the right thing, it doesn't sound very good, you know? So I'm going to read the instrumental music leaders and instrumental awards. And one thing I could say about all of them is that they're dependable, conscientious, talented, and disciplined, and they have to be there. So I'm going to read, first of all, some of these that Mr. Gillen nominated, and as I read your name and mention just a few words about you, I'd like everybody just to come up and just stand in front, and Mr. Brannon is going to give you an award. So Aaron Wright, come on up, Aaron. Aaron plays in 5 ensembles in the music department, helps in the band library, and leads by example. He's a really hard worker. We were hoping maybe, Aaron, we'd stand down in front, because we have a lot of people coming up.
Oh, in front?
Yeah. Thank you. There you go. Daniel Weinrich. Daniel's a French horn player and also a vocalist. In fact, he's so good at both of them, he can't really decide which one he wants to pursue more seriously. Plays in 3 ensembles and also as a member of the college choir. Hannah Pribble. Hannah, come on up. Saxophonist. plays in 3 ensembles. When asked to cover a secondary saxophone, did not complain, but did it for the good of the group. She's a hard worker. Ian Panisi, and Ian's a tuba player, great guy. He plays in 4 ensembles and also sings in the college choir, helps in the library, and he leads by example too. Josie Bass. Josie plays in 3 ensembles and also works in the instrumental library. Carolee Lydell. Carolee has made remarkable improvement on the oboe, especially since she is not a music major. Carolee has great ideas in class, and she works very hard. And we really need oboe players, so thanks, Carolee. Leanne Marcady, a very talented, hardworking flute player, and Leanne was also mentioned in the Academic Music Awards, and she has really improved during her time here. She's going to be attending Bowling Green next year, and just played a fabulous recital last week. Lucretia Stinson. Lucretia has worked hard to develop her flute skills, and she's a wonderful player, and she's been very important as a leader in the flute section of the wind ensemble. And she also would be playing a solo at Moods. So, Patterson McKinney plays in 3 ensembles. Again, Patterson also received an academic award, but he's a great percussionist as well. And he always helps when the group needs to move to at St. Cecilia's, helps them set up. His playing is always first rate. Sean Chafiansky, he leads the saxophone section, and Sean was also mentioned as an academic leader in music. He's very hardworking, likes to kid around a lot, especially with me, and pursues many interests, including music composition. Sean plays in 2 ensembles at GRCC. Tyler Kerr. And Tyler is a non-music major who he really puts a lot of hard work in. He leads by example too. And then John Jansen. John is a guitarist in the guitar ensemble, and he is always ready to work. He comes prepared, and he has a really great attitude. He's also a recording tech major as well, and he's helped with sound with a number of concerts we've had this year. So we have 2 more instrumental awards. I'm going to let Mel Brennan tell you about those.
These last 2 awards are members of the CC Orchestra. First nominee is Catherine Harris. If you'd please come up. We know Catherine as Katie. Katie has been concertmaster of the orchestra for the 2 years that she's been here. Outstanding violinist. She has been accepted and will attend Grand Valley State University next year, having received the largest scholarship in the music department that they are awarding next year. Katie has also been a member of the mariachi ensemble as well as sung in the choir. And the last person is a person I'm especially proud of. You'll probably recognize the name. Her name is Carrie Brannon, and Carrie is my daughter. And although her room is a mess at home, her cello playing is very clean, and her organizational skills are also quite clean. Carrie is an exceptionally fine cellist, and she will be attending Western Michigan University next year, one of 2 students, cello students that has been accepted into the cello studio there next year. She's looking forward to that, and she will receive her associate's degree from here this year too. Congratulations.
Thank you, Professor Brannon and Professor Morris. Now we just have one more group of nominees that we'd like to introduce, and to help me do that, I'd like to introduce Dr. Steve Barton, our newest member of the music faculty. Dr. Barton? Okay. I think let me just say one more thing. What I'd like to do this time as well is to invite all of the nominees to come forward, and I will assist Dr. Barton and hand out the certificates, and then hold your applause until everyone has been called. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, how many of you, raise your hand if this is true, have ever sung in a choir? Church, look at this. Look at this number. Okay, it's a huge number. So what's happening with the rest of you? Please? Would you please? Yes. Okay, get on board. Get on board. It's a fun thing and a wonderful thing. But those of you who have ever sung in choirs know that a choir is a family, sometimes a dysfunctional family, and sometimes a highly functioning family. But two things that choirs always need, there's more than two. And all of these things, these qualities I'm going to mention, are possessed by all of these young people that we're honoring tonight. And the first and foremost of that is care for the people around you. We have section leaders. We have a choir that requires the musical leadership of our best students to help those who are perhaps not as far along in their musical development as they are. And if you know anything about musicians, you know, sometimes we have this reputation, don't we, of not caring about others very much. It's all about us. We're very egocentric. At least we have that reputation. We don't like that in the choir at GRCC. We don't encourage it, and we just do everything we can to fight against it. But you need a nucleus of students who are willing to take care of those around them for the benefit of the entire group. They show up. They work very hard at that. And here's the other thing. Every one of these young people are good singers that we're honoring tonight. You also need good singers. Good singers practice every day. They lead by example. They're in the practice room. They're working on their vocal music. They're working on their choir music. They show up, and all of a sudden, those around them have to do better because of their presence. So without saying individual things about each one of these students, I want to just generally, as I call their names, let you know that they are people who care about a family. They care about the choir being a family, and they care enough to take care of their own musicianship to do that successfully when they show up. And that's just, to me, you can't ask for a better human being than that. So I'm going to just name them one by one without saying a whole lot about you other than that, and just ask you to come up and receive your award. Daniel Weinrich, would you come? Okay, Dan is a section leader in our bass section and just a terrific, terrific musician. Also sings with the Grand Rapids Choir of Men and Boys, as well as playing with the other ensembles, instrumental ensembles at GRCC. Benjamin DeLue. Okay, Ben, voice major, finishing up with us this year. Tremendous leader in our tenor section and a fine, fine singer and academician. Musician. Jesse Fick. Jesse, would you come up? Jesse is in our tenor section leader, and also sings with Shades of Blue, our vocal jazz group. Thank you, Jesse. Leanne Marcady. Okay, Leanne is a section leader in our soprano section, and she leads the second soprano section. There aren't a lot of sopranos that enjoy being second sopranos. You know, they all want to be first sopranos, right? Okay, sing all those high notes. Someone has to dig in and sing those lower notes in the harmony. That's work. And Leanne takes that on and does a great job with that. Emily Scheib. Emily is a first-year student here and a fantastic vocalist and member of our alto section, a terrific singer and musician. Laura Wooden. Okay, Laura Wooden, also a member of the second soprano section, a great leader and, you know, just a terrific person and a great musician. Erica Wynn. Erica in the alto section, okay, a section leader and just does terrific work. And before we give a final bit of applause to all of these students, I was enjoying the quote up here on the board tonight, and evidently it was a scouting report that was made about the great Roberto Clemente when he was scouted down in Nicaragua. And Roberto Clemente is the greatest right fielder who ever played in Major League Baseball. Died in a tragic plane accident in the 1970s as he was delivering relief to his native country of Nicaragua. And the scouting report said, he can throw, he can field, and we think he can hit. I just thought that was magnificent. Our students, okay? They're good musicians, they sing well, they play well, and we think they're pretty good musicians too. There's a Roberto Clemente in here, a whole bunch of them. Okay, thank you, you guys.
please join me in welcoming Mike DeVivo, professor with the Social Science Department. He will be presenting the Lambda Upsilon Awards on behalf of the GRCC chapter of the Gamma Theta Epsilon and the Geography Honor Society.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Whoa. Lambda Epsilon chapter of Gamma Theta Epsilon, the International Geographical Honor Society, I'm going to move that over there, is the only community college chapter of the International Geographical Honor Society still, of more than 200 chapters worldwide. And we have competed in the past for the Chapter of the Year award internationally. The past president of GTU, Gamma Theta Epsilon, has nominated us for Chapter of the Year this year. We'll see if we get it because of the activities that our members have engaged in. This is an academic honor society that is devoted to advancing the spirit and purpose of geography and service to humankind. We have a few awards to award here as I unravel this stuff. Okay, and the first award is the, let's see, what do we have here? We have the Lambda Epsilon Academic Service Award, and we have 3 academic service awards awarded to our members who have devoted themselves to the purpose of the organization. April Kibbe, Jenna Boot, who is not with us today, I don't believe she was able to make it, and Megan Hornick. Would you please come up and get your academic service awards? Megan, April, there we go. Up. Come on down. An additional award is devoted specifically to leadership. And this is awarded to Megan Hornick, the chapter president. Megan has spearheaded the group's activities this year, and I cannot say enough about her leadership. She has engaged in three professional presentations this year at various conferences, one devoted to a regional organization of the Association of American Geographers, the Race and Ethnicity Conference here, along with April, and then they both will be engaging in a presentation at the annual meeting of the California Geographical Society in a few weeks. This is just one aspect of how Megan has engaged in leadership. She's also, by the way, been the recipient of the Darrell Hess Community College Transfer Scholarship, one of only 4 awarded nationally by the Association of American Geographers to a community college student who intends to pursue geography at the baccalaureate level. But she's done more than that. She has, again, done much to not only advance geography at GRCC, but to contribute to society in many ways. And we're very proud of her. That's for sure. There is another award that is the Global Citizenship Award, and I'd like to start off talking about this award as I reflect upon some time recently in Thailand during spring break. I spend much time conducting foreign area field work in less developed countries, and these efforts are largely devoted to engaging in development efforts for these LDCs in certain communities. And about a month ago, I was in the Golden Triangle of northern Thailand, where the Hill Tribes people live. This is an area where the indigenous people frequently are not found to be citizens of Thailand and may fall themselves victim to the government or negative aspects of society. In Thailand today, for example, the Hill Tribes people are among those that may fall victim to human trafficking because of their low status, their poverty, and there are a number of ways in which they've been disenfranchised. And I was interviewing a young girl, about these girls' age, a girl named Nit. She had been the recipient of a scholarship for several years through an NGO, a non-governmental organization that was devoted partly to providing scholarships for girls so that they would not fall victim to human trafficking. And as many development experts maintain, if girls are educated, society will develop. That is essentially something that happens. I've written articles on this subject, and there are others that have discussed this as well. And as I reflected at that time on my interview with Nit, her future seemed very promising, because this NGO had raised money for her to go to school. And she realized that in my interview, that if it was not for the funds that people that didn't even know her had donated, she might be exploited in a number of ways we don't even want to consider. And I thought about a meeting that we had a few weeks prior to that, and we were talking about raising money for that particular issue to combat human trafficking, and I was surprised during the course of that meeting, this GTU meeting, that the idea was sparked by these young ladies to sell buttons. I said, buttons? Who buys buttons? They said, yeah, everybody buys buttons. Did you know that everybody buys buttons? I did not know that. I didn't believe it, you know. But, I mean, you know, I thought buttons went out in the 70s. And, yes, they're telling me that students everywhere buy buttons. And they ended up getting buttons and selling them. And I return from Southeast Asia, and I see that they had raised funds through the sales of buttons, as well as through the showing of a film that was produced by the organization that we're sponsoring, CAMFED, which is an organization devoted to providing scholarships to girls in sub-Saharan Africa. And the buttons were doing the job, except I saw Megan earlier today, and she said the button business is a little down today. And I said, well, you need to go to the president's offices and the provost's office and the dean's office and see if you can get them to each buy like about 10 or 20 a piece, you know. And so watch out, okay? Leaders in administration, watch out, because you know that is her task. But she's selling buttons and devoted to providing these scholarships for CAMFED, and both of them, as well as Jenna, were selling buttons, and they devoted themselves to this task. They're relentless about it, and I'm still surprised that people want to buy buttons. And they showed a film, and they raised enough money to send 2 girls to school for a year. And I don't know if you realize this, but if a girl is educated, she is much less likely, in sub-Saharan Africa, if she's educated, she's much less likely to be struck with HIV/AIDS. She will marry much later. She'll have smaller and healthier families. It all comes through education. And I thought about this, and I have to say, these young ladies are heroes because they've saved a couple of girls' lives in Africa, you know, and that's amazing. So both of them are awarded the Lambda Epsilon Global Citizenship Award. That's all I have to say.
At this time are the Academic Service Learning Awards and Honor Program graduates, presented by Michael Shavy, Associate Director of the Academic Serving Learning Center.
All right. How about a round of applause for Student Life and all the crew here tonight putting on such a great event? My name's Mike Shavy. I'm the Associate Director in the Department of Experiential Learning, and I could probably say and speak on behalf of some of my colleagues here tonight that I love my job. It's so great to, a lot of times we're behind the scenes and doing what administrators do, processes and systems and paperwork and data entry, that you don't get the chance to see what impact you're really making in the lives of our students. So tonight is just a great example of just seeing that. I have a couple of awards that we're going to be giving out tonight, and I have a cheat sheet. By the way, the young lady that's standing behind me is Kelsey Caverly, and she is our program coordinator, and she's also a full-time AmeriCorps Vista. And so she actually volunteered this whole year, working full-time in our office, coordinating many large events for us and administrating our community service work study program. And so I just want to thank her and recognize her for her service to the college. And letting me embarrass her for a little bit. Our first award is the Heather Scott Award for Academic Service Learning. The Heather Scott Award is given in memory of Heather Scott, a GRCC student who was active in multiple curricular academic service learning experiences during her attendance at GRCC. This award is reserved for a student engaged in academic service learning that is tied directly to course concepts. This year's recipient is in a psychology course that worked with the Hope Lodge of the American Cancer Society. The recipient planned, prepared, and served dinners, made beds, and participated in fundraising campaign. The recipient used these experiences to better understand course concepts in psychology. According to her professor, she shared numerous insights on research methods, including clinical trials, random assignments, and placebo effect, explained the connection between physical health, cognition, and motivation, examined altruistic behavior, and proposed a theory of human resilience. This transformative learning experience has motivated the recipient to continue in service beyond the classroom, and her son now purchase the food for, prepare, and serve a dinner at Hope Lodge on an ongoing basis. Please help me honor Kelly Stanger as this year's recipient of the Heather Scott Award. Thank you, Kelly.
Thank you. I'm honored.
Our next award is the Be the Change Award. The Be the Change Award is presented to a current GRCC student organization that has been actively involved in civic engagement. This student organization displayed their leadership and passion for civic engagement by being highly involved in community outreach both on and off campus. This year's winning organization has worked with at-risk inner-city students at Ottawa Hills High School and the Spectrum Health What If Space. This was a 10-week mentoring program that was designed to bridge the gap between inner-city youth and the business community. They continued their outreach with other organizations, including the Amway Center for Excellence. This student organization also understands the importance of entrepreneurship and innovation. With the desire to inspire their peers, they helped to host the GRCC's first idea pitch competition. This successful event encouraged all students with business-savvy ideas to compete for a chance to advance their business ventures. I'm very pleased to present this year's Be the Change Award to the Entrepreneurial Growth Student Organization, EGO. I should say thank you, and now you all can be seated. I'll have Kelsey do the next award, which is the Student Scholar Award, and we'll have one more award.
The Academic Service Learning Center has a special group of students that help to coordinate our 5 large events throughout the year. These student scholars invest much of their time, energy, and passion for civic engagement by assisting the center in planning and coordinating our events. Our 3 completed events this year have already had an attendance of about 600 students and community members. The total time spent volunteering has an estimated value of over $120,000. On behalf of the ASLC team, I'd like to recognize the student scholars for all the work they have done to create involvement in our community. I'd like to invite any student scholars present to please come forward to accept this award.
Somebody has to take those. Thank you. Our last recognition are for students that actually successfully completed our honors program and that are graduating this semester. Honors students, your participation in GRCC's honors program is evidence of your intellectual curiosity and ability to fully engage in learning opportunities. Your completion of all honors program requirements is evidence of your determination and dedication. You have served the community, demonstrating humility and compassion. You now join the ranks of our most academically talented, motivated, and well-rounded transfer students or prospective employees, a distinction you truly deserve. We are proud to have offered you many ways to satisfy your request for deeper learning. And as you have reached this level of accomplishment, we hope you are as proud of your performance as we are. Please come to the stage to receive your certification and graduation cord. Thank you. We have Mario Atkins, Tiffany Abelglaben, Cheryl Fitzgerald, Stuart Norman, Lauren Peets, and Delano Vandergeld. Thank you. Oh, we have Tiffany. Congratulations, honor students.
At this time, Michael Borman, the Assistant Athletic Director, will present the athletic awards.
Greetings and thanks for coming. We are here to honor 4 participants from GRCC's athletic program. The first award we're going to present tonight is the Merle Storr Award, which is presented to the student athlete who has contributed to the success of their individual sport while also maintaining excellent academic credentials. The athlete that's receiving this award tonight has demonstrated to his team and all students at GRCC that working hard and making good decisions will lead to success. In his time here, he has maintained a remarkable 3.62 GPA, earning him the status of an NJCAA Academic All-American, and his numbers on the field are also outstanding. During the 2010 season, he had 23 solo tackles, 22 assists, 12.5 tackles for a loss, and 4.5 sacks. Those are very good numbers, so be happy for him. These achievements have earned him a full athletic scholarship to Youngstown State, where he's already attending school. When he transferred, his coaches recognized him as being the strongest member of the team on the first day he arrived, and there's really nothing but success lying ahead of him. So congratulations to Nick DeCracker, the 2011 Merle Storr Award winner. Now, because he left in December, he can't be here, unfortunately. Sometimes this kind of success means that when they get the call, they got to go. So here's Brad Korp, position coach. For Nick. Thanks, the next set of awards that we're going to give out are the Donald R. Black Awards, and these 2 awards go out to a male and female student athlete who have made outstanding contributions to their individual sports. First up is our male winner. This man has also made major contributions to his football program. In 2 seasons, he has led his team to 2 bowl games and a non-scholarship national championship. He was named an NJCAA first-team defensive All-American, and the stats that he got him there were 22 solo tackles, 9 assists, 11.5 tackles for loss, 5 sacks, and 1 forced fumble. Also good stats. But it's not just what he does on the field that really makes him shine. He's an outstanding teammate and a natural leader. It's with great pleasure that we introduce Carlton Johnson, who is also in Minnesota visiting a university. So Brad Korp is up again. You're cleaning up tonight, Brad. The female athlete of the Donald R. Black Award is going to a young woman who has made immense contributions to our volleyball program. For 2 years, she has led her team to their first ever state championship, was named an MCCA All-Region Team, All MCCAA Team, it's a lot of acronyms, forgive me, All MCCAA West First Team with statistics of 302 kills, 23 aces, 252 digs, and 36 blocks. She is a true competitor, and I really mean that. And she will be continuing her career at Florida Tech on a full athletic scholarship. Ladies and gentlemen, Charlie French. And tonight's last award. You can clap for the last award. The last award from the athletic department is the Gordon Hunsberger Award. And this award is something we hand out to a coach, athletic administrator, or any athletic support staff who goes above and beyond the typical call of duty to ensure that GRCC's programs are known as to be nationally elite. This year's nominee, or an award winner, I suppose, is a coach who has been with her athletic program for 24 years and has been the head coach for 19. During her tenure, she has been named the MCCAA Coach of the Year 12 times, won the NJCAA Region 12 Coach of the Year 7 times. She's coached 64 all-MCCAA players and led her teams to 18 national tournaments. She is a member of the NJCAA Women's Coaches Hall of Fame, and 114 of her student athletes have gone on to play at four-year institutions. It is my privilege to present the 2011 Gordon Hunsberger Award to Sue Caterberg. That's all for us.
Next, we have the Creative Dining Services Scholarship presented by Nancy Rutledge, Kitchen Manager for GRCC Food Services.
Each year, Creative Dining Services recognizes some outstanding students who've contributed to our program. They've fed you guys, they've made you laugh, they've irritated you sometimes, but they've made us so, so proud. A couple of really outstanding young men that I'm so honored to talk about and call up here. Deonta Shavers Roberts, would you come up here, please? Right on. Today is Deonta's birthday. Happy birthday! And DiMargio Showtime White. I'd also like to deviate a little bit from things that everyone has said tonight. I'm fortunate enough this evening to have met the mothers of both of these young men. Oh, sorry. And I just want to say what an honor it is to work with your sons. You ladies have done an amazing job with your young men. You should be very proud. We are proud of them.
At this time, we're going to be presenting the Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Award. Tiffany Falcon Aviglaben, the Student Congress Community Service Liaison, will be presenting this award.
Thank you. The recipient of this award truly exemplifies the philosophy of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. through their involvement on campus and in the community. Despite the fact that the student works full-time and takes a full class load, they still manage to find time to give back to others and to create connections between students at the college and the community as a whole. This student is actively involved on campus as a member and former leader of BSU, as well as part of the Executive Board of Student Congress. This student consistently strives to understand the underlying processes of their position to better serve our student body. Some of the numerous community projects they've been involved with include 2009 Student Congress's Winter Clothing Drive, the Power Shift Conference in Lansing, emceeing and volunteering with the Academic Service Learning Center during the Pass It Forward events, and hosting BSU's study tables and open mic nights. This student has also worked with the Open Book Project at Ottawa Hills, which strives to transform the perspectives of at-risk high school youth and embraces academic achievement by linking education, community, and values. Dr. King has said, "The function of education is to teach one to think intensively and to think critically. Intelligence plus character, that is the goal of true education." The Open Book Project embodies those ideals, as does the recipient of this award tonight. Our recipient commits to Dr. King's leadership philosophy. They are creating change by being the change. This student strives to teach tolerance and encourages open dialogue amongst perceived differences. Many, including myself, are inspired by his words and examples. It's my great privilege to present the Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Award to Mr. Chaz Rodriguez.
I know you didn't even let me know.
Francisco Ramirez, Enrollment Center Specialist and Advisor to the Hispanic Student Organization, will now present the Cedric Ward Leadership Award.
Good evening, everybody. Cedric Ward Leadership Award was dedicated to a great person from what I'm learning from Eric, who had the experience to work with him, leader amongst our staff and served in our GRCC family for over 25 years. The Cedric Ward Leadership Award is presented to current GRCC student who demonstrates outstanding leadership skills and throughout our community and college, and has a minimum GPA of 2.5 minimum 2.5 GPA. Will the following students who have been nominated please come forward and receive your certificates? Mario Atkins. Jessica Austin. Terrell Charleston. Anna Perez. And Patricia Turner. Please join us in congratulating these students. It is now my pleasure to introduce the 2011 Cedric Ward Leadership recipient. I got an awesome story for you guys after this, I promise. I told Rick I wouldn't do it, but he's gonna kill me after this. So this award recipient consistently displays dedication and leadership throughout our campus and our greater community. The recipient currently is the president of the Hispanic Student Organization and has served in many events where she's helped organize one of the most successful events at GRCC, the Global Experience Festival, that's been going on with ISO and HSO now for the past 3 years. She served as our president for the past 2 years and has kept me on board with all the meetings. Not only is this award recipient the president of the Hispanic Student Organization, but she's also a member of the International Student Organization, where she's served as the treasurer for the past year. She's played key roles in organizing events, kind of like the Global Experience Festival, but she was also a key member that helped put together the first, what we would like to call the first wardrobe Hispanic Student Organization fashion show, which was a success. The student also gives back to her community, working part-time at Macy's. Wasn't mentioned in my speech, but she is also one of my student employees. Very proud to present her. And I have to tell you guys a story of why I believe deep down that this person is a perfect recipient for this award. Based on what Eric was telling me, Cedric Ward came off at the beginning a little spicy, kind of on the tough side, but he was a great person and had a great heart. The recipient was having a horrible day on a Wednesday, which is our days of our meeting. So, of course, I had to put up with her at work and in the meeting. So we're walking, and she's having a horrible day. She's taking the bus. Her car crashed down, and we're walking. I tell her, what is it that you want me to do exactly? And she goes in this fashion. Whatever it takes. As I looked at her, I go, am I the staff member or am I the student? I'm not sure what's the role. This is why I believe this person is the best recipient for this position. Her dedication towards the organization, her dedication to GRCC. As a family, she believes in our community. She believes that we need to interconnect in our community. Please join me. It is my honor and pleasure to present Anna Karina Perez as a 2011 Cedric Ward Leadership recipient. It was short. Was it short? Thank you.
It's now time for the Benham Service Learning Award, which will be presented by Chaz Rodriguez, Student Congress Parliamentarian.
It's the end of the year, everybody. Make some noise for that. You guys done worked hard all year, all right? The Benham Service Learning Award is presented to a current GRCC student who has been active, involved, and shows leadership in service learning activities, and has a minimum cumulative GPA of 2.5. At this time, I am pleased to share the award winner for the Benham Service Learning Award. This recipient is very active on campus and has held several student leadership roles. She has done this while balancing her time between Student Congress, campus activities, the Black Student Union, and her studies. This student has been involved with Student Congress since 2007. She is currently the vice president and was elected president for the upcoming year. As vice president, she was the chair of the Student Involvement and Recognition Committee that recognized students for their outstanding leadership achievements with the creation of the U-Rock Award, as well as a representative on the Code of Conduct Committee. This award recipient has also been an active member in the Black Student Union, where she had the opportunity to mentor high school students from local schools and campus activities where she helped plan many community building events across campus, such as Welcome Week, Stress Buster, and Finals Relaxer. This student has really embraced the GRCC community through not only her involvement with student organizations, but many of the events that are held throughout campus. She has participated in multiple fundraisers for various campus organizations, food drives for local pantries, and the annual Pass It Forward event sponsored by Academic Service Learning. She is also a mentor for the MLK Mentorship Program, which mentors children and adolescents. This award recipient has been actively involved and has a true passion to help those who are in need. She believes that by showing a compassionate heart, it will, in turn, soften the heart and promote generosity towards others. This recipient hopes that her actions will help spread kindness throughout campus and the community and encourage others to give back as well. And also like to add, her hair looks very nice tonight, okay? So please, please clap as loud as you can for Tanya Lofton.
I take that as a no. At this time, we have the Jerry Benham Award for staff and faculty. Please welcome Kevin Dobroff, head of the music department, and Laura Wooden, music department student assistant.
Good evening again. This evening, I have the honor of presenting the Jerry Benham Award. To assist me, I have invited Laura Wooden to read the description of the award. Laura?
This award was established in 1989 to honor a member of the faculty or staff who has demonstrated outstanding involvement in supporting student activities on campus. The first award was presented to the Food Service Director, Jerry Benham, and now this award is named after Jerry. Jerry has a penchant for all things student, but when decisions were to be made, Jerry kept the student's best interest at heart and at the center of all his actions and decisions. We would like to honor that spirit by recognizing and celebrating members of our employee committee who are student-centered in all that they do.
Now I would like to read some support statements from members of the music faculty and staff. This person has been the heart of the Music Center since I arrived almost 6 years ago. As a new adjunct faculty member at the time, it was very daunting for me to assimilate into the structure of this institution. There were times I felt like picking up stakes and moving on. Coupled with my issues about large systems, it made for a rough time. And then I encountered this person and saw through this person's guidance and patience a mothering of sorts, a nurturing, as it were, for which I am forever grateful. This person guided me through the system like a hot knife through butter. She still emanates that persona for me. Although she has become more like a sister than mother, her graciousness and loving spirit still exude a hope for the future that I will never forget. This person gives selflessly of her time. She is often the first one here in the morning and the last one to leave. She returns in the evenings and on weekends for musical events. She doesn't hesitate to solve a problem, to help a student, or deal with an emergency. She encourages a cheerful work environment and treats all students, faculty members, staff members, parents with the greatest respect. When confronted with a problem or perhaps an angry or frustrated student, she does everything she can to brighten the mood and to solve the problem at hand. I wholeheartedly support this nomination. I have never had the privilege of working with someone who so completely supports the goals of the department as well as the needs and concerns of both faculty and students. I am grateful for the opportunity to work with someone so cheerful, gracious, and responsible. As an adjunct faculty in the music department, I can only guess at the myriad ways in which this person is called upon to assist students, faculty, and staff. Anytime I ask for her assistance, no matter how mundane or complex, she finds time to help, often anticipating further action needed to be taken I have not thought of yet. Her infectious laughter permeates the hallway daily, and I find myself smiling in my office as I briefly imagine what happened. And while not employed officially as a mentor, she unquestionably provides for our students an attitude and image that is consistently positive without pandering. Students see her daily treat all whom enter, let's try that again. Students see her daily treat all whom enter the music office with respect and courtesy, even as she adroitly gives time to the various activities required of her. And now on a personal note, I'd like to say that this person who will receive the award this evening has been my ESP, my assistant, for about 10 years, maybe 6 years, I can't remember how long. But it is my honor, my great honor, to present this year's Jerry Benham Award to Eva Johnson. I'd also like to invite the members of her family to come on stage, please.
Thank you. No wonder they were all here. Oh my gosh, what are you guys doing here?
This is the award. It says, presented to Eva Johnson, Grand Rapids Community College, April 12, 2011. And I think this is also for you. Congratulations.
Wow. Thank you. Thank you, seriously. I walked in and I saw my family sitting at the table. I'm like, what are they doing here for a leadership student banquet? Okay, now it makes sense. This is my grandson, Caden. He's 6 years old. I know he looks a lot older, but he's only 6 years old. This is my mom, Virginia Proctor, my daughter, Dia, and my son, Jamal. And thank you guys so much. I appreciate this.
Caden, you're awfully tall for 6 years old. That's all I have to say. At this time, we're happy to share with you our student involvement video tribute. It's a video highlighting GRCC's student life.
I've never been too lucky in love. I give my all, but it's never enough. Each time I give my heart away, it's the same old sorry tale for me. Maybe I try too hard to impress. Chocolate, champagne, flowers, only the best. Don't understand why it ain't enough. I guess I'm just unlucky in love. I know that ladies don't like guys that are tight. That's why I buy them most everything in sight. Trouble is, as soon as I do, it's au revoir, goodbye, catch you later, toodaloo. Lucy with diamonds, Katie with pearls, Island with rubies. Has anyone seen these girls? Bought furs and hats and pussy cats, a dolphin and a dove. I guess I just ain't lucky in love. Took Esther to the Grand, Rosie to the Ritz, Janie to the Metropole, thrilled them all to bits. I never saw those girls after then. It's the same old sorry tale again. Took Sue to Rome, took Jay to Paris, Grace came to Amsterdam, Sophie to Capri. Maybe I shouldn't care, I know I've had it tough. I guess I'm just not lucky in love. I know that ladies don't like guys that are tight. That's why I buy them almost everything in sight. Trouble is, as soon as I do, it's au revoir, goodbye, catch you later, toodaloo. So without love, my heart will never sing. 'Cause without love, it just don't mean a thing. 'Cause money can't buy most anything, but I guess it ain't enough. I guess I'm just not lucky in love. In love.
Wow, how was that? That was great. So our last award for the night is the Brian Clute Student Involvement Award, and this will be presented by Eric Mullen, the Director of Student Life.
It's like the worst seat in the house to see that. Was it good? Oh, it was good. Well, it's my pleasure to present this award this evening, but I just wanted to make a remark that as being in this position for over 10 years now, it's so rewarding to be in, don't choke on it, it blows me away too, but it's amazing to be among these students and see the contributions that they make, whether it's in the classroom, on the field, among our student organizations, and service to others. It's truly remarkable. But I do want to recognize one thing, is that we as leaders, students, faculty, staff, we don't do these things alone. So I would like that anyone who's here tonight in support of a student who is a parent, a spouse, a partner, or a child, please stand up. You're here, we know that. Where are you at? We thank you because for students to make these kind of contributions, commitments, and sacrifices, it requires your support. And we know that they take a lot of time to be involved in our community, and we appreciate your support of that endeavor. I'd also like to ask anyone who is a professor, a coach, or another college staff member that's here to support a student. You stand up as well, please. I know it's very easy to say it's a job, but being among this community of amazing people who come here every day to really affect the lives and success of students, I know how much more you go above and beyond, and I thank you so much for the commitment you give to our students. It's truly amazing. So at this time, it's my privilege to recognize the Brian Clute Student Leadership Award, and it's presented annually to a student who best exemplifies the following attributes. A student who has been active and involved in student activities, one who has established a cross-college interest in campus life, and has been helpful in promoting the overall college experience through outstanding citizenship, and a student who has a minimum GPA of a minimum 2.75. This is the highest honor that we give to any GRCC student. So at this time, I'd like to invite the nominees of this award to come forward and receive your nomination certificate. Mario Adkins. Kipchumba Chilelam. Tanya Lofton. Samantha C. I've had the chance to get to know a little bit of each of these amazing students, and it really truly is an honor to be nominated for this accolade, so please join me in congratulating them again. It's now my pleasure to introduce the Brian Clute Leadership Award recipient for 2011. This year's Brian Clute Award recipient is active throughout the campus, in the community, as a student worker, a leader, and as a volunteer. The student is involved with 2 student organizations that are new to GRCC within the last couple of years. Most notably, he is the treasurer of the newly founded American Red Cross Club at GRCC. In this role, he is responsible for the financial records for the organization. In addition, he has been working very hard with the other members of this group's executive board to establish this new organization as a student group that will help promote a positive presence at the college and within the community. This award recipient also works as a student employee in the financial aid office, where he has been an integral part of the implementation of the ImageNow software. He has been tasked with training other student employees on the software and has created instructional documents around this process as well. In addition, the student is a tutor in the Business and Accounting Lab, where the nominator noted his consistent smile, positive attitude, and willingness to always help his fellow students. He also has found great joy in volunteering. This award recipient has completed the Volunteer Income Tax Assistance Program, where he has become a certified tax preparer and has helped several underprivileged individuals from our community prepare their taxes this season. This award recipient has greatly enjoyed his experience, as he was not only able to gain valuable experience and insight into his chosen profession, which is accounting, but also the way that he is able to improve people's lives through his service. Please join me in congratulating this year's Brian Clute Award recipient, Kipchumba Chilelam. Again, congratulations to all the award recipients this evening. At this time, I'd like to recognize 2 more people. I'm going to have them come stand right here. They're behind me. You can't see them, but you've seen them all night. But Nick and Paige, will you please step forward? They're going to be mad with me. But I just really wanted to express my sincere appreciation and gratitude for them. These are 2 of the busiest young people that I've ever met in my entire life. And they took on huge leadership roles this year to serve as the president of our Campus Activities Board, Paige did, and the president of our Student Government Association, as Nick has. And you've heard so many amazing stories tonight, I just wanted to make you aware of the time, energy, commitment, the talent that these two have. I'm sad to see both of them go on, but I know they do so with just amazing potential to do great things. I know we'll be hearing about them in the future. So thank you so much. We really appreciate you.
All right, so it's been a great event. Thank you so much for everyone coming out. We just want to say that the dedication to community service and your commitment as student leaders has been exemplary. And Paige and I wouldn't have been able to do the work we've done with our groups this year, or most of the things that happen on campus wouldn't have been able to happen without your support as both staff and students, so thank you.
At this time, we have a list of people that we would like to thank. Nick, do you want to start?
Yep. First off, thank you to the Frederick Meyer Garden staff for having us and helping us host our event tonight.
Also to GRCC Media Technologies.
To the crew at Student Life.
Student Congress representatives.
Members of campus activities.
And Nick and I would like to make a personal thank you to Tina Hoxie, Dean of Student Affairs, Eric Mullen, Director of Student Life. I should know that without having to look. Liz Tyrell and Ashley Pipoli, Student Life Coordinators.
And as always, thank you so much to our distinguished members of the Board of Trustees.
Yes, here's all of you. We hope you all had a wonderful night. Snag a dessert if you see an extra one laying next to you. I know that Ashley and I both ate too this evening, so please drive safe and thank you for joining us this evening.
Thank you.